Hi, Stamper fans. Welcome to another Make It Monday. I am so glad you're joining me, whether you're here live on Facebook or if you're watching the replay on Facebook or YouTube. I'm really glad you're joining. I am Nan Gerlitz, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Bloomington, Illinois, and I'm here to help you connect with your people, whether that's gathering together to craft or you making handmade items to share with them. It's all about making and deepening those connections. So let's get to it. All right, first up, we have Friday night stamping. For those of you that might be new here, we do a fun little thing here in the studio where my husband and I come down every Friday night and we each make a card, and then I throw them up on Facebook and on Instagram for your votes over the weekend. And then I announce the winner on Monday. So this week's winner was this card, which is my card. So back-to-back wins. I actually started out with this color combo. I was organizing my studio over the weekend and came upon a card that I had made previously with this color combination: Pool Party, Real Red, Poppy Parade, and Early Espresso. Absolutely love this color combo, so I decided to use that, and that was my jumping off point. Russ made a really cool with the, wow, words are hard sometimes, guys. It is a Monday. Really cool card with this thoughtful wishes stalk. I don't know. It almost looks like a corn stalk, but there's no ears of corn. But anyway, and then new paper, fruit salad, yummy, yummy. If any of you know the Wiggles, I'm very sorry for that earworm. We're going to be using more of this paper tonight on tonight's Fun Fold. So, but yes, so that happens every Friday night, and voting continues into the weekend until Sunday night, 9 p.m. Central Time in Illinois here. So if you're around Instagram or Facebook, make sure you pop on and vote for your favorite. So did your favorite win this week? I liked them both. So, all right. So that is Friday night stamping. Tonight in the rotation, we have a fun fold. If you all remember this really fun fold from last month that I made at a demonstrator meeting that I went to, super cute, right? And you all went, oh yeah, we want to know how to make that. Well, I'm going to show you how to make that. And here is one version of it that I made with that fruit salad paper. Fun times. And I've got a special little something I'll share about the sentiment while we're making the other version I'm making tonight. And I've turned it into a nice little Valentine's card. So we are also going to make a Valentine's card tonight, but with a different pattern and a different saying. Okay. So I have a little confession to make, is that I'm a little nervous tonight, and that is because we are doing a fun fold, and I want to make it easy for you, and I want to make sure I don't forget any of the steps. So I do have a little outline up, so please excuse me if I'm referring to that. And also make sure you're asking questions if I'm going too fast or if you didn't catch something. Make sure you're yelling at me to stop in the comments. Okay. So let's see. So this fold is actually not that difficult. I know it kind of looks like, what? But it's actually not that difficult. There's just a couple of tricky parts that you want to pay extra attention to, and I will let you know what those are. So we will start with our base. And as always, I have a full, excuse me, I have a full supply list linked in the video description, and anything that I show tonight you can purchase from my online store, which is also linked in the description. So that's where you can find all the goodies. Let's see. So here is the base we are starting with. It's going to be 7.5 inches by 4.25 inches. These are the score lines. So you're going to score it at 2.5 and at 5. And then diagonally. And I'm going to do all those scores on camera for you. So I'm going to leave that there for a moment so you can all take a screenshot, whatever you need to do so you can remember this. I will promise you, once you make 2 or 3 of these, you'll be like, okay, I got it. Now I still want to have this as a reference point, but I know all the little tricks and tips now, and so they're pretty easy to make. All right. Okay, so let's do that scoring. You can either use your trimmer with the scoring blade, or you can use a like a simply scored board, which I also have. But the trimmer's just, pretty easy for me. So, okay. So we're going to score at 2.5 and at 5. Now, I know a week or so ago, I told you you want the dimple on the outside and the pimple on the inside. We're not going to worry about that for this project. You really can do it either way. It's just, if you're just doing a card, that's your basic rule of thumb. I'm not going to worry about flipping it over and blah, blah, blah. So we've got our card here. So we're going to score it from this lower left score line to the corner up here. Okay. And this is always the hard part for me, is this diagonal kind of, wait, which way am I going? And in fact, I'm going to score that a little or fold that a little so I can see that better. All right, make sure you are using your scoring blade and not your cutting blade. All right, so we have another score line there. We are going to do that exact same diagonal, so from the bottom left to that score line. And you're just going to line up that point in the channel and line up that score line in the channel. And if you're going to air it all, I would air to this side, the end of the, towards the end by the score line, because then it will fold correctly. Okay, so that's it. That's all the scoring you're going to need to do. You will need to do some cutting because I'm doing most of this on camera for you tonight. Since it is a fun fold, I want to make sure that you've got all the knowledge you need to go ahead and recreate this on your own. So next you're going to need 3 rectangles of designer paper. Okay, so this is more of that fruit salad. This one is just front and back here. So when you're doing this, just in case you want to make the dimensions different or something, all I did was took 1/4 inch off of these rectangles. So these are 4 inches by 2 1/4 inches. They're all the same. And that one, so funny. I realized yesterday that those are like little geometric carrots. How cute. Okay, so this is the very, very important part. Before you cut any of your designer paper, before you attach anything, before you fold anything, you're going to decide where you want stuff. Where's my sample? There we go. Okay, so like you can do a general fold if you want to get an idea of where everything is happening. So these are going to be my front 2 parts, right? The top and bottom are going to end up in front of this card. And that's where I want my pretty apples. Okay, so because my brain doesn't always think logically when it comes to this kind of stuff, I want to put this up here and say, okay, I'm cutting from the left, lower left to the upper right. Okay. And I will tell you, because when we did this one at the meeting, you'll notice it has 3 different designer paper patterns. And when somebody started adhering them and adhered them incorrectly, and then the diagonals were backwards and didn't fit. So that is why you want to make sure, where am I putting this? Which way do I need to cut it? That's my scoring blade. Okay, so there we go. That's going to fit top and bottom. Perfect. My next ones, I want to do this red, and I want those to be on the inside. So again, we're going to cut lower left to upper right. We're just going to use kind of the opposite pieces. Okay, that one moved on me a little bit. So that's how that's all coming together. And so now my green pieces, we'll put these aside, are going to go on the back here. So now I want to cut upper left to lower right. And that's where it comes in, you know, oddly. If you don't have if you have kind of an all over pattern, you can probably just mix and match. And if you make a mistake, it's fine. But, you know, if you want specific ones in specific spots, then you have to do a little bit of pre-thinking. All right. So that's all of our cutting. That's all of our scoring. Now, where are we? Okay, let's attach all this pretty paper. And I will show you all of the designs in this paper. It is so nice. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, to be honest, and I am totally falling in love with it. So I think you're going to be seeing a lot of it. So we'll do apples on the bottom here. I love that we have red and green apples in this paper. And apples on the top. Isn't that like the dog's book or whatever, or the circus book? It's one of the Dr. Seuss books. Apples on top. It's got a lion with like a whole bunch of apples on top of his head. I can picture it. You know what I'm talking about? All right. Red pieces inside. And it does help if you lay these down kind of in the order you're doing it. That way, if you're talking, you know, like to Facebook land, and you don't get distracted and put the wrong things in the wrong place. Okay, and then the other red one goes down there. Liquid glue I would recommend for this particular part because it does give you that little bit of scooching room. So you can get it down there and then kind of wiggle it around if it needs to wiggle around at all. Okay, then we can flip it, and we want these green pieces towards the inside folds. I do have more samples of this card to show you after I'm done making, so make sure you stick around to the end. There's always good info. Okay. Now, very essential when you're doing a fun fold, anything with a lot of folds like this, is a bone folder. I absolutely love a bone folder. I did not have one when I first started because I thought I can do that. Hey, Lucia. So I didn't figure I needed a bone folder, but boy, I've got a few of them now. I actually keep one in my purse and I use it at work. If I have fold a lot of letters or something. Okay. So there is our basic card, right? Now you can leave that inside blank, like I'm using thick white for my base, so I could leave that blank, or you can opt to put another rectangle in there. It's going to be the same size, so it's going to be 4 by 2 1/4. I'm going to use the Granny Apple Green. And I have pulled out my Be My Valentine stamp set because it has a great Happy Valentine's Day in it. So since we're making Valentine's greetings, I thought that would be a good one. We're just going to use Memento because our front sentiment is also in black. And I will talk about that in a minute. Okay, this one can go on the inside too. This one you can do liquid glue, you could do seal, whatever that one's out. Should I change that on camera just in case none of you have changed one before? Thank goodness I ordered more. All right, that's going to go right in the middle. Super pretty. Love these colors. Okay. Well, as long as I teased it, I might as well. So literally these halves just come apart. You can tell you're getting to the end when you see that reddish, orangish, just like when your toner at work goes out. I usually get the, sorry for the language, but the little adhesive boogers off where the opening is. You'll see there's a big old glob right there. And that will make your adhesive stick and stutter and do all sorts of things you don't want it to do. So I usually take those off while I'm changing it. And then I've got brand new refills. I love that you can refill these because they're a little less expensive. So you can just get a case and just keep refilling them. You just pop it out and you'll notice there's 2 holes. There's 2 prongs. So I usually do the back one first and then get that other little guy in there. And there you go. You have all new adhesive. And you can put the little cap back on and you're good to go. An extra tip for you tonight. Okay, so we've got the middle done. We've got that. Okay, now we're on to the front greeting. And I have another little tip for you. I know, Lucia, I saw you do this recently on one of your lives. So I love this tip. So I have one that says, happily ever after. I do love a pun. So, and I will tell you, because I did not have a stamp set that had puns or anything to go with this paper. It was just really pretty paper. So I made a bunch of fruit pun greetings, just printed them on cardstock and die cut them out. So you could die cut them, you could regular cut them, you could punch them, whatever you want. So, but I made something kind of to go with just about everything in that pack of paper. All right. So for your greeting, you want to make sure nothing extends beyond this top or bottom. And for the greeting here, I will actually leave that off. We'll do the first layer first. I want to make sure that that's centered, and I want to make sure that I don't put adhesive on this side because otherwise it'll be stuck closed, right? So let's do this. Put a little binder clip up here. That'll keep that closed for me while I'm working. Okay, so the cool little tip when you have anything like this where you only want to put adhesive on one side and you can't really tell where it's going to line up, what you want to do is put a Post-it note with the sticky side up right on that line. And then when you center your little thing, da, 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 now the Post-it note is saying, okay, don't put adhesive on this side, only over here. So we'll go ahead with a little liquid glue because it's super strong. And now when I go to line it up again, I can just line that Post-it note up with that line and pop that down. And then take the Post-it note off and voila. We are all good with no extra gooey adhesive where I don't want gooey adhesive, right? All right, let's go ahead and close that a little bit more. So I told you I didn't have any extra stamp sets or anything like that that go with this fruit salad paper. So what I did was I fussy cut a few of the apples out of the paper so that we can use them on our card here. Now, as I said, you don't want anything to go above there, and I will show you why in a little bit. But let's see, do we want, yeah, let's pop him like that. That looks cute. Because I do want to hide that edge that I cut. And then let's grab some dimensionals. And we will put our fun little punny saying on there. So for those of you that already subscribe to my email newsletter, you will get a link to download the PDF of all of these punny sayings to go with your fruit salad paper or anything else you have. If you have not subscribed to my email newsletter yet, make sure you do that today so that you can get these punny sayings for free. They will be in this Wednesday's newsletter. So definitely there is a link in the video description to subscribe to my newsletter. You can unsubscribe anytime, obviously. Super cute. All right, let's use some of these other cutouts. Like we can put this guy in here. You just want to add a little more personality to the whole card. And then I think another little green one down there would do good. All right. And there we go. There is your happily ever after. Happy Valentine's Day. Thanks, Lucia. Yeah, I don't know if you caught it from the beginning, but I did have a whole a little sketch with measurements that you can screenshot. So make sure you go back and watch if you've missed it. So super cute. Now, you want to know something really fun about this fun fold? Because this is, I think, 4 1/4, right? Yeah, that's 4 1/4. It will fit in a regular size envelope, which is why you don't want anything going past that top or bottom. You can go ahead and mail that just regular mail, just like you would a regular card. How fun is that? So we have our one and a melon. We have our happily ever after. I do want to show you the rest of the designs in this paper pack. And this paper pack is actually part of our celebration offering. So this is free with a $60 order. So you've got your pomegranates and then some little kind of peachy dots. Pears. I love these pears with the pale yellow and the pale green. Beautiful. And then we've got some pretty yellow geometrics. I know, I love that it still fits in the envelope. Lots of fruit salad. And that's such a pretty color. Love that. Again, some nice geometrics. Some kiwis. And little green splotches. Some pineapples. I believe I have a pineapple saying in my bunch. And then the ring pineapples on the back. I love this orange. It's just fabulous. And then some nice orange on the back. Got oranges and lemons. I suppose they could be clementines. I don't know. And then there's our apple paper with the red on the back. We've got bananas with some great yellow. Another fruit salad mixture with those fun carrots. Cantaloupe, which, you know, the one in a melon. And I love the rind that they've got on the back, but if you just used it by itself, you wouldn't associate it with a cantaloupe necessarily. And then this might be my favorite, the watermelon seeds, and then on the back you have the watermelon rind. So how fun is that? So that is all the patterns, and you get 4 sheets of each pattern in that pack for free. That's awesome. Okay, I did promise you other samples, and I have them, don't worry. Let's see. So first we have with our Unbounded Love bundle. So we've got a nice little happy birthday and our Timeless Plaid. So this one is a little more masculine, which is nice. You know, you've got those cool, I can't remember what they're called, but those cool embellishments. So that one's definitely a little more masculine. Love it. And then we have, because of course we did, roar means happy birthday and dinosaur. And this particular bundle comes with a lot of great little things that you can color and die cut. And so it was super easy to embellish that one. And then I have one more with the Full of Life designer paper, which I also love. Super colorful. Love it. And then I used our sketch butterflies to, and I just die cut without stamping the butterfly and used that for my greeting. A few butterflies on the inside. So that is quite an assortment of fun folds. You can tell I had fun with this fold. um, So yeah, so I certainly hope that if you did not catch it from the beginning, you go back so that you can get the measurements, you can get the instructions on how to fold it. It's super easy. You just want to make sure you stop and think before you cut your designer paper so that you get those triangles go in the right direction. Okay. Let's see here. Let me pop back up here. Hello there. So celebration is going strong, but it's almost a month gone. So it's going till the end of February. So if you want that fruit salad paper, or if you want those seagulls I've been showing you, there's lots of other things in the celebration brochure. You can get all of those for free with purchase. So it's like you get fun stuff and then you get more stuff without having to pay for it. That's fabulous. Okay, this is good. The whole point of a fun fold, to have fun. It is fabulous. And this is one of the easier ones because that's usually, I get a little intimidated by fun folds. And so this one looks intimidating and it looks fabulous. So your recipient's going to think, wow, she's so talented. But it's really pretty simple. So I hope you'll give it a try. That's all I have for you tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. This is your reminder that if you've got some tips, tricks, inspiration from tonight, I would love it if you'd share the video so that your friends and family could get those things as well. Till next time, I'm still Nan Gerlitz. Happy stamping.